Unsynced?
We
Unsunk?
weren't unsynced.
Dissynced.
Precinct.
Dissunk. Precinct. Yeah, we were precinct.
We weren't unsynced.
We weren't, we hadn't capitalized on our double sync.
That's true, but it's a backup policy.
It's a safety
It's a safety net.
first, yeah.
In my day, though, we didn't have nets. You know, we didn't sync.
You just freeballed your podcasting.
That's what we called it. No underwear. And I've continued that tradition today.
Am I the only one that's discovered the pocket underwear
What does that
that
mean?
holds your there's a little pocket there that like holds your balls out. It's pretty great. I didn't know these things existed, and then I tried them, and I was like, "How has underwear not been like this my entire life?"
You don't mean like pockets on the side to put like your wallet and stuff in, right?
No, and I don't mean pockets on the side to stick my balls in the side. No, it's just got a little pouch in the front to just, instead of slamming your shit against your body, it just hangs out.
Slamming? What are you doing?
It's just nice.
All right.
I recommend it
All
if
right.
you haven't tried it.
Go reach out and
It's a game changer.
Is it this?
Get a.
What is it?
Oh. Wow, it really popped up on my screen.
Yeah. That guy looks
You
so
had pretty
happy.
easy access. You had pretty easy access to that.
Oh,
When
you know what's
when you
good?
Google pocket underwear, this is what you get.
The funny thing for me was it popped up Oh, that's less funny.
See, but it's got a little.
That's way too
just
big
holds
for
your-
you. What are you gonna do with that?
It holds you. I have big balls. Leave me alone.
Okay. Welcome, Pacers fans. You were listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. This is episode 736, coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gafrida, the man behind the dials. This show, we're going to discuss the NBA Cup and get into some Undegoogleables for you. Joining me this show are two of our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to Underwear with Pockets. I mean, you made it so I can't cut it out, so I might as well embrace it.
You're a very good editor, is all I'll say. You could find a way. From Tacoma, Washington, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? How is this the show where he doesn't get a nickname?
I'm just trying to get through the show, man.
Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Just
Just
hope for
Don't
the
fit in the
best.
pocket.
just doing my job here. Before we get into the show, we'd just like to remind listeners they can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables.
For this quality content.
For this quality content, you can support our show for as little as $1 per month. Colson, I'm assuming you are spinning up a new fashion channel in Slack.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Or I could put this on the main feed if you'd like.
You could. But then I'm going to have to do some moderation and
Fair enough.
yeah. But yeah, you can give us your financial support over there. The show is always going to be free, but if you want to support us and help out with Colson's adventurous decisions, you can do that over patreon.com/undebeatables.
There's a special link for the underwear budget.
Yep.
Game changer, guys. Game changer.
All right. As I promised at the front, we are giving an update to the NBA Cup. The Pacers, of course, had been eliminated many moons ago, but the other teams has advanced, and we basically got some time off because of it, which was nice. And maybe that's what this team was doing this for. They were saying, "Hey, look, NBA Cup doesn't mean anything. The regular season doesn't mean anything. It's the playoffs.
It's the time off.
It's the time off." And the thing is, like, I don't think the Pacers have the cachet like LeBron to just walk away from their team and, not let them know where he is and what he's doing. They can't do that. So they have to earn their time off like every other team and just lose for a specific game.
Well, I mean, maybe it's because we were like, last year we proved we could go to the finals.
Right.
And we're like, we could do this if we wanted to, but we prefer a vacation.
Yep.
I mean, who
We need to
needs
sit down with Coach.
$500,000, really?
Yeah.
So, since we last spoke about the Cup, the finals were decided. And in the East, we'll run through the matchups here. The Bucks, number 1 Bucks, take down the number 4 Orlando Magic, 114-109. 2-3 Knicks, Hawks. Big upset. Hawks and Trae Young taking down the Knickerbockers. And Trae Young was quite entertaining in the game. And in the East semifinal, the Bucks win 110-102. Moving on to the final. In the West, number 1 Thunder beat the number 4 Mavericks, and 2-3 Rockets Warriors. Rockets eke out a win over the Warriors, 91-90.
Barn burner.
Yeah. There was some odd decision making at the end of that game, but we can talk about that a little bit. In the West semifinal, the Thunder beat the Rockets 111-96, taking OKC to the finals. 1 seed v 1 seed, Bucks Thunder. And the game will be played Tuesday at 8:30, 2 days before this show is released.
So we'll just splice in who won.
Sure. So congratulations to the winner.
Well, the good news is that in this matchup, either I or Colson will have correctly picked the winner. I'm pretty sure I picked the Thunder and you picked the Bucks. I think I did Thunder Knicks with Thunder on top, and you just had a whole bunch of Giannis. There weren't even any other teams. You just scribbled Giannis on every matchup.
I did. I was like, does he get an MVP for this? Yes,
Yeah.
he does. Sure. I don't know. It's his revenge tour. He will take all comers, I think is what I said.
I think you're right, and they sure did beat the Hawks. That was a thing that happened. So it might actually be a pretty darn entertaining game. These are 2 pretty good teams.
Well, and the guys are playing hard. This seems, whether it's the money or the cachet or whatever.
I mean, once you're there, you might as well win.
Yeah. That was getting real testy in that Houston Thunder game. Had to break up some stuff there at the end. Those teams don't seem to like each other that much.
Budding rivalry, perhaps?
I think so. They're both young, and I mean, I don't think Houston it's clearly not on the same level as OKC. Not yet. They don't have a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on their team, but good and young, and plays. I think what are they, the top 2 defenses in the league? So it was kind of a low scoring game, and at least in the first half. So I don't think the Bucks are that good. I'm not that scared of them. Pacers tend to beat the Bucks every time we play them.
And
Screw those guys.
that was at one time true.
Yeah, I mean, this season has been different.
Yeah, a little bit different, but I'm going to stick with my prediction. Even if the Thunder look like the best team in the league, I'm still going to say Giannis goes nuts.
Well, this is the Thunder need their stepping stones to an actual championship, and I don't think they're ready to win one this year. So, baby steps. So,
Give him a cup.
yeah, go get yourself an NBA cup. And also just beat the Bucks, because screw the deer.
Screw the Bucks.
Good points. Good points.
A really well thought out analysis.
Yeah,
That's right. That's why you pay us the big bucks.
I had picked Golden State, which did not pan out. And
Well, because the league cheated you out of it, right?
the game got wild, but Curry takes a 3 with 11 seconds left that he could have waited till the end, and then there's a scramble after that, and Green gets the ball. I mean, I guess that's that's the one, but I don't know why Curry took the shot with so much time on the clock when they were up a point.
Yeah, they were up at that point. Yeah, they Houston was down 6 with a minute and a half, and then Van Vliet made a 3. Şengün had a layup, and then Curry missed the 3. Green intercepted a pass after Gary Payton rebounds, but then he's fouled by Kuminga.
With how much time left on the clock? No time left on the clock, right?
That part, I mean, there was a couple seconds left, I think. So
Yeah,
Right,
the Warriors
but I
had a
mean-
chance to win at the buzzer, but then Smith blocked. Because, obviously you want to go to Brandon Podziemski when you got Curry on your team. So he had a shot blocked by Smith. And that was that.
that knocked out the Warriors then. But I'd say in the finals. So Colson, you're not scared of the Bucks?
No, I mean as a Pacer fan.
Okay. What about as a man?
Oh, I mean I'm not planning on getting anywhere near them and talking schmack to their faces.
Okay.
That's why I've got a podcast to hide behind.
All right. So you wouldn't fight these guys, but behind a microphone you would say whatever. I'll take the Thunder in this one. I guess you're taking the Thunder too.
I'm also Thunder.
And I think Jason's taking the Rockets.
Yeah, that tracks.
He does love the Rockets.
He does. Well, Joey loves the Rockets because of their mascot,
Bears.
Bears.
We've got a. Yeah, you know what? They're what's the name of that bear? Clutch the bear.
Clutch. Yeah.
We were missing when I got Clutch. He comes with a little, his little outfit on him, and we were missing the shorts to Clutch for
Oh no.
a long time. But they
So
took,
he's just Pooh Bear in it?
he was Pooh Bear in it for a long time, but they turned back up. The shorts reemerged, so he's whole once again.
Well, did he take them off, or
No.
did
Well-
someone in your family take them off?
I think it was my child,
Okay.
because
It's not like a Elf on the Shelf where he just moves around every day and sometimes he takes his pants off and sometimes he doesn't.
Really weird
No.
Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah. I feel like whoever.
You never know whether he's gonna have pants on today or not.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the design we're looking for in the games for the kids. You don't have any kids, do you, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids do not like
How
pants.
can you tell? Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have any of my stuffed animals wearing pants either. Pants suck.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but laws are laws. So, what can I tell you? All right, so we're consensus OKC, except Jason picked the Rockets. I'm behind that.
Yeah.
And
And
I picked
Colson, who
Bucks.
picked the Bucks, but he's wrong, so that doesn't count.
And I'm sure that OKC has already won, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has a title or something, whatever.
He's going to have a 16-30 night, I predict.
Yeah. I know. God. He's real good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He had like a bad game, and he had like 30 points and 5 steals.
It's not
He was like 8 of... No, but he was like 8 of 29 or something like from the field.
Yeah, he had a bad shooting night.
Yeah, bad shooting night. He didn't have a bad game. Yeah. You're right.
But yeah, his bad is most other people's excellent, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so we got the Lakers winning the inaugural one, and one of these two teams will take home the second one. It's kind of cool to spread it around. The Lakers aren't looking like quite as good this year. But last year they were, I mean, in that finals game they were. Anthony Davis went buck wild.
Yep.
Yeah. He went hard on us and ate us up.
He went ahead and circled us up.
Yeah.
Man ahead of his time.
Nom nom nom. But so, I guess the sort of final thoughts on this tournament. You guys, Colson, kind of sounds like you like this tournament in general. Is that the
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely less invested than I was last year
Sure.
because the Pacers aren't in it. But no, I think it. I mean, if it's the goal is to make the games more intense and for people to pay attention, I think it's this early in the season. I think it's working. I think it's fine. And years from now, we'll be telling our kids that we were alive for the first cup.
We don't have
When the
kids,
best-
and our adopted kids were also alive for the first cup.
Good call. Good call.
bringing up old stuff.
Should we be gaslighting them?
We've had this for years. Wait, when I don't know what you're
2026,
talking about.
And Harper, what about you? You a fan of the tournament?
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It brings an extra layer of excitement to early season basketball when no one but nerds like us are watching. It's almost Christmas, so people will get more interested in the NBA soon.
That it is.
Yeah, the trade season just started, so that's helping too. Your Pacers pick up Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
But your Golden State Warriors picked up Dennis Schroeder from Brooklyn.
Did that,
so I feel
did
like
that happen? I heard it was a rumor too.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big pickup for them.
Is it?
I don't know. They needed another scorer and ball handler.
And that's the guy you want?
He's affordable.
He was
He's a scorer and a
available.
ball handler.
Yeah, that's what I mean by affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's shown in the past that he can put up some points. He can
Can he
handle
make
the ball.
teams better?
I mean, if you're the Warriors and you've got that infrastructure, are you that worried about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think the Warriors their young kids look good. They just go through stretches where they can't score, and I don't know if Schroeder's throwing up shots is the answer, but at least they're doing something, trying to get better.
They are doing something. I mean, I don't.
When in doubt, just do something.
Yeah, I don't have beef with Schroeder, but I mean, he is a scorer and a ball handler, so he does check those boxes. But yeah, whether or not he makes a team better, I don't know. But maybe when he doesn't have to carry much of a load on the team, being in Golden State, maybe it'll be a better fit for him.
Yeah, what's he doing? Playing 20 minutes a game?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Letting Curry have a break occasionally? It's not bad.
yeah.
Time will tell.
So time will tell. So besides that, I think it's a little bit of a gap in the season for for the Pacer fans especially. So I want to move over to some Undegooglables.
Oh, are we doing Undegooglables?
That was the plan.
Super excited.
You told us we had to, so.
He said we signed up for it.
In the end, it's going to be better and more true than Google can give you.
Coulson, do you have any burning questions that you need answered, or sometimes they were like you needed them answered pretty quickly a long time ago, and you just sat on them?
Yeah. What time does my flight leave?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. He's like, I can tell you the answer, but it might be a couple months late.
I mean, we did nail that. It was a long time ago, and we got it right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was falconry.
Yeah. What's a daisy chain?
Why a daisy chain? I don't think I'd ever heard that term until we were in college, and Richard Buckner has a song
called Daisy Chain. Mm-hmm. And I think back then we probably discussed what it was.
Probably. And probably made up an answer that if we could only go back in time.
We were probably real sure of it, too.
Nicely. I'm sure we were very confident and very wrong. If I know me from 25 years ago or 25 days ago.
Joe, are you familiar with this phrase?
The daisy chain, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a daisy chain?
So, I mean, a daisy, just sort of, you mean as a concept? Or are you looking for the answer? Yeah, daisy chain as a concept is, I mean, it's just something that, it's like usually a chain of events that, are sequential. One thing happens, and the next thing happens, and the next thing happens. And, yeah, it's daisy chained, and then
they're linked.
Yeah, they are linked,
okay.
And you get from one place to another through a series of linked actions.
Is it a positive thing or a negative thing, or does it have no?
I don't think there's a connotation to it, in my opinion.
Okay. So I thought, is a daisy chain letter? Is it a chain letter? Is that a thing?
Is it a chain letter? Like,
yeah, like
That
chain
would be
letters.
news to
Like,
me.
do
you ever?
No, I don't think it's.
Okay.
Where do you?
I've conflated daisy chain and chain letter to a daisy chain letter.
I see. No, I don't think
okay.
I don't think there's anything.
Not connected. Got it.
So
You may need to explain to a listener what a chain letter is.
Oh, good call. So there's a thing called the United States Postal Service.
interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Okay, and there's a thing called written language, where you actually would write something on a piece of paper. Yeah, and then you would you would write a letter about how if the next person didn't mail this to somebody they knew, they would have bad luck or something like that. And it was a pyramid scheme. You were supposed to send it to 10 people, or your cat died or something. And that was a chain letter.
So you didn't respond to one, and that's how you got stuck on this podcast for a decade.
That's exactly right. And when I didn't respond to it, I was like, nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And here you are.
20 years later, I was like, oh God, if only I'd sent that.
So for me, daisy chaining things together is like connecting things that maybe weren't designed to be connected, but you put together as means to an end sort of thing. Like, get a daisy chain devices or...
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. That is something that there are certain technologies that they're like a daisy chain. The ability for you to daisy chain these things is a feature, where you can plug in. It's literally like, a computer to a monitor to another thing, and they all can talk to each other, but that sort of linkage is called daisy chaining.
Yeah.
Do they have to talk to each other in like a certain order for it to
No.
work? Or
I mean,
It's like poor man's networking, kind of, right?
yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I like, so. For example, my monitor has a bunch of extra ports on there, and I can plug in I can plug, if I had a USB stick, like a flash drive, I can plug it into my monitor, and it uses like the USB-C to go back to my computer, and it just shows up like a drive. Like in the old days, you would plug it right into the computer, but I can just plug it right into the side of my monitor, And I think that's like kind of a, the same idea as daisy chaining.
I think of daisy chaining as like a type of hack.
That kind of it. I mean, where it's like, it's maybe not ideal, right? But yeah, but I've definitely seen that, being in IT, I've definitely seen some of that stuff where it's like, yeah, there definitely was like, oh, we daisy chained, a bunch of these switches across the office. Instead of like doing a proper wiring job, they just kind of, daisy chained a bunch of, $20, Best Buy switches across the office, and it does work, but it wasn't,
Something suboptimal, but got the job done.
A network engineer would not draw that up, kind of thing.
Right.
So it does solve the problem, though. So I mean, maybe there's a negative or somewhat negative connotation to it, but I don't think it's inherent, But I think maybe usage-wise, maybe yes, a little bit.
So it's sort of like ad hoc or jerry-rigging something, almost.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be.
Okay.
I think maybe often is.
All right.
But why daisies? Why are there flowers involved?
So, I was thinking about how, you would make like a dandelion necklace or a
Crown.
dandelion crown.
Crown.
Yeah.
Definitely crown.
Yeah. And those aren't daisies, though.
But they're general flowers, right? I mean, what else? That's the only thing that I can think of, though. It's just like string together the stems of flowers to like make the thing, right?
I feel like daisies have a bigger stem, and so it would be harder to daisy chain them the way that you would like a dandelion.
Yeah, but daisies are less weedy than dandelions.
Yeah.
So you don't want to make a garland of dandelions. It's like,
I mean, that's what we did when we were kids. You're unimpressed by my dandelion crowns. Because they're just nice and thin, easy to tie together.
yeah, but you want the flower, right? Like daisies have little flowers.
Yeah. Okay. So people were making daisy crowns. Children were, perhaps.
Sure. And then adults were like, that's like electricity.
Or that's like a series of events that are connected vaguely.
That is concatenation. Sure. I mean, technically it's true. I just don't understand how that jump gets made. Because I feel like that's definitely where it comes from. But like, how does it get from that to, an unorthodox solution to a technological problem?
I feel like my guess, and that's just something that maybe I remember from reading a very long time ago, was that maybe the shape of the daisies, like when you went to go pick one, like often more would come out. Like it would catch, kind of catch on the way out, and it would just take a few more with it,
Oh, so the daisies are connected like
Interesting.
via the root or near the bottom of it?
Yeah,
so you
like
try to take one and you pull a couple?
Yeah, and that's either something that I read that was true, or I invented it in my mind. One of the
Right
two.
now, which
Yeah.
It's
will turn into the
also our
answer to
best
this
guess
question.
right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. If you made it up, I'm very excited about that as an answer.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with, though.
So it's you by picking one, you sort of pick up several things.
Yeah, like they are chained in some way together, whether it's through the roots or, just through some leaves or something that catch or something like that.
Okay. And so if you wanted to pull one thing, you would have to pull a lot of things with it. I can see how that'd be.
They're going to come
they're
with it.
they're intrinsically chained to begin with.
Okay. But yeah, again, that doesn't go with the idea that one might create a ad hoc daisy chain to do switches across the office.
But it may suggest, if you're going to make a garland, it may make that easier because they're all already sort of connected. And so if you've got things that present themselves in a, in a way that helps you get from A to B, right? Then, it's sort of predisposed to that application. So that might make some sense. I don't feel like, when I think of IT idioms, like they're not very, childlike and fun loving for the most part. They're a bunch of,
What?
I know, right?
Well, and
this is an exception to that rule, it would seem.
Is calling a daisy chain a thing? Like, is the crown of daisies called a daisy chain?
Probably not. Maybe should we aim for a time frame? Because maybe this predates computers altogether, and it's just been used in it. Because you can also like daisy chain ropes or something, right? Like
Yeah. I'm a daisy chain letter.
Well, I also
a daisy
think
cutter, which is a big bomb.
Oh,
I
there you
also thought about it in the sense of like a process, like a process or a chain of just a chain of events, and this started off this daisy chain of, like the butterfly flaps its wings and
Okay, so it's a butterfly effect sort of thing.
yeah, it could be, that sort of.
Well, certainly if there's like interlinking roots, then having one would increase the odds of having more, right? Like that linkage maybe helps them propagate somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the flower guy.
Yeah. Where's Jason? I missed that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's our,
Trying to do a
dendrology,
science question
yeah.
without our sciences.
I'm the fauna guy. He's the flora guy.
Well, so you want you want a time frame?
Yeah, I'm saying this is Shakespeare.
I was gonna say it's got to be Shakespeare, right? You feel like it's definitely very poetic for unclear reasons.
It feels like London Bridges falling down era. It's kids singing songs about death.
Yeah, it could be the plague.
Yeah. Everybody holds the hands and it's the plague somehow. We all fall down. Daisy chain, yay! But yeah, let's go with Shakespeare or 1700s British children.
We got to pick one or the other because I'm taking the other.
Okay, I'll take the British children.
Okay, I'll take Shakespeare for $200.
Joe, you got an idea?
I'm gonna go 1400s.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Shakespeare back on the board. I'm gonna go with like World War One.
Okay.
Go with World War One, and yeah, I don't know, something bellicose,
Tying a bunch of bombs together.
right? Stringing a bunch of detonators together or something.
Well, dictionary.com, I'm sorry, Merriam-Webster.com shows the first known use as a noun in 1841 and as a verb in 1955.
So me and Colson nailed it together between us. If you average us, I think is how that works.
Right. And I had the right millennium, but
I was in the right eon.
So, but yeah, the definition is, well, so the daisy chain is a string of daisies with stems linked to form a chain. And then,
So it literally is that.
yeah, and then
Okay.
in the computer, sort of, yeah, there is definitely a specific definition around electronics and computer peripherals and networks too. And I guess I sort of had mentioned both of those, but they're both of them sort of called a daisy chain. It's same sort of the topology where it's just sort of one running through another one.
Yeah, so it's not specific to IT. It is to
Right.
connect in a sequence, especially in a way that one element latches to the next. An interlinked sequence of events, things, people, etc.
According to my generative AI, it is also a type of group sex.
Yeah, that popped up pretty quick for me too. That showed, actually, that was the one on dictionary.com. Colson earmuffs here, but it's a group sexual activity in which the participants serve as active and passive partners to different people simultaneously. I may need some clarification.
That's just train, right?
Yeah, it's just train action. Woo woo!
What's
And,
the passive part?
Well, sometimes you're, a vessel.
You're pitching, sometimes you're cashing.
Exactly.
Huh, I never thought about that. All right.
And also, in DNA, as Jason would tell you forthwith, when DNA undergoing PCR amplification becomes tangled. You'd be mad if I didn't remind you of that. I know you guys know that, but...
Let's see. Where did the term daisy chain originate? Okay.
This 1841 as its earliest written evidence seems to be pretty pervasive.
Yeah, it does.
The daisy chain, according to the Vassar Encyclopedia, is... Oh, wow. Oh, so Vassar... this Vassar is a college. But they have... Either they do or did, but they had a daisy chain tradition. They carry a 150-foot chain of daisies.
Wow, that is the most
That's a-
Vassery thing that could ever possibly be Vassered.
Yeah.
That is a long chain of daisies.
Yeah.
Apparently, daisy chains symbolize simplicity.
Really? Why would a chain represent simplicity? Wouldn't that be a
I think 'cause
line?
I think it's because it's purity, innocence, childlike stuff. Seems like connected to feminine beauty and
Yeah,
even fertility.
I guess childhood was different back then, huh?
Well, so the British, huh?
Let's see, in 1841 from writer Edward Bulwer Lytton. That certainly sounds like a British dude,
Yeah.
but he was born in London, and I think he died in the U.S. So, oh no, sorry, he died in Torquay, also in the UK.
Okay.
or as Lord Lytton.
And the Daisy Cutter is a fragmentation bomb or anti-personnel bomb.
Yes. Made famous for cutting down the forest in Vietnam to the level of daisies.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
So, cute name.
Yeah.
Yay. Daisy chain rope effectively shortens your rope by a factor of 6.
Wait, what?
So basically, it's
By a
looping
factor of 6?
Yeah, so a 60-meter climbing rope is a much more manageable 10 meters long for packing. You make a little knot in your rope, the daisy chain.
Right. But by a factor of 6? I'm very confused by that math.
Yeah, well, I can send you a YouTube video if you'd like on how to make one.
Yeah. That'd be...
I'm not going to watch it.
That much we knew.
Yeah. Not clear to me why six ropes would be easier to pack than one. Since you're losing length every time you tie a knot.
Right. I think that's what they're saying.
They're saying the opposite. They're saying that somehow tying knots makes it easier to pack.
Yes. Shortens your rope.
I mean,
No.
shortening your rope shortens your rope. But more short ropes is not more efficient than one long rope.
Oh, math is hard.
Depends on who you are. Von Neumann disagrees. But Einstein agrees. So there's that.
All right, team. Well, we are probably not going to solve the debate on whether or not math is hard today, are we, Colson?
Oh, no. I mean, I think I just agree to disagree.
Okay. You caved right away on that one. But we are going to get rolling here until next week. You can find us on social media. We are on Twitter at Undebeatables, Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. Our website is TheUndebeatables.com. There's a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. And The Undebeatables .com/ what is it? Merch? Store. Oh, it's store.
No one goes there.
You've been doing this is the 700th and wait, I don't know, 750th time you've done that
Yeah. /store.
for the architect Donnie Walsh and our once and always Hall of Fame coach Bobby Stickleonard. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
That was okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be something later.
I was waiting for a surprise.
Yeah.
Like a
Yep.
There it is.
That's pretty much
There
what
it
I was
is.
looking for. There. All right, we're good now.
Now we're done.
kick it.